Hello, people. In this week 6, the video topic that I'll be discussing today is the Scopes trial. The case involved John T. Scopes, who was a substitute teacher at a high school located in Daytown, Tennessee in 1925. Basically, the trial was based on Scope being accused of violating Tennessee Butler Act, where he illegally teach human evolution in school. Scope was later found guilty and was fined $100, but the verdict was later overturned. People like William Jennings Bryan, who prosecuted the case, and Charles Darrow was the defendant of the case. The Scope trial was known to publicize the fundamentalist modelist controversy. The controversy emerged where modelists believed that evolution wasn't inconsistent by religion, while fundamentalists believed that the Word of God in the Bible took over human knowledge. The three newspaper articles that I discovered in my research start with the New York Times article, which was titled "Bryan in Daytown Called Scopes Trial Deal to the Death. If evolution wins, he declares Christianity goes for both cannot survive." Where it was published. It was published on July 8, 1925. This newspaper article mentioned on July 7, 1925, William James Bryan arrived in Daytown, Tennessee for the persecution of John Scopes for teaching evolution. The article mentioned on Bryan mentioned about saying that the contest between evolution and Christianity is a due to the death. It has been in the past a death struggle in the darkness. From the time on, it will be a death grapple in the light. If evolution wins in daytime, Christianity goes not suddenly of course, but generally, for two cannot stand together. They are antagonists as light and darkness as God and evil. So we should know that Jennings was a prosecutor against Scopes during the case, and we should already know that his beliefs about evolution couldn't really coexist. Already, his beliefs in Christianity in the Bible. So basically, he was against evolution. He didn't really support evolution. Basically, what I'm getting at. I know William James Bryan was a well-known politician, and as we know, as the class progressed, we learned a lot about him. Now, the second newspaper is pretty much interesting because it comes from the Indianapolis Times, which had a section in it called "Evolution is Defined by Ohio Minister," where it was published on July 10, 1925, a few days after the other newspaper from New York Times was published. Now, in this newspaper article mentioned about an Ohio minister named Reverend Clarence Mitchell, who was from Cincinnati, Ohio, who defended evolution. And basically how he defended, where he mentioned that the Scope evolution trial at Dayton, Tennessee is an attempt of a group of people to destroy progress. He goes on saying that if we stop unfolding truth, then corrected thinking will cease and deterioration will set in, where he will also mention that public school is a place for seeking out new truths, along with mentioning about on how pursuing scientific methods to find out new laws adds our knowledge of life. Knowledge is a great asset if we use to develop the Christian life. So Reverend Mitchell had a way different viewpoint from William James Bryan's. While Bryan was against evolution, Mitchell supported evolution, basically believing that it was basically how to progress and more scientific knowledge, in public schools and stuff. So basically, this pastor, mentioned that, like I said, that was his defense of evolution there. So basically, he said he was a defender of Scopes, teaching evolution in school as for students to get new knowledge, scientific knowledge to evolve. So this is a pretty interesting newspaper article from the Indianapolis Times about another pastor that a person had a different viewpoint from Bryan. Now let's get to the third newspaper, which it came from the Evenstar of Washington, D.C. It was published on the same day as the other privileged newspaper article for the Indianapolis Times was on July 10, 1925, where it mentioned what was called "Denies Evolution Upset Religion," where Dr. Carl Veff who was a professor of theology at the University of Vienna in Europe and published it, and president of the International Institute of Religious Psychology, gives his thought on the Scope trial, where he mentioned about the reading of works of Ernest Heinrich Huckelkill, who was a supporter of Darwinism. He mentioned about evolution is true, along with saying that he felt that those in America who hearts was filled with doubts and asked themselves, shall we puzzle our use with the twofold claims of revealed relation scientific revolution? So this um, professor viewpoint evolution was basically that he accepted evolution. So it was like, so I can't say if he was defending evolution, but he supported it. Now he said people in the United States, again, I'm gonna read what he mentioned again, where he said that um, he felt that those in America whose hearts were filled with doubts and who asked themselves, shall we puzzle our use with the twofold claims? So I think we basically questioned a lot of Americans on how a lot of people didn't accept evolution. So I can't really say if I can, but I guess he did accept evolution. Evolution similar to how Reverend Mitchell was. So basically, watch I get in this video is to talk about the different viewpoints of Bryan Mitchell and Dr. Carl on how the different viewpoints of the scope trial and stuff and how they felt about it. Why, with Bryan, who was a prosecutor, was against evolution. Reverend Mitchell defended and supported evolution, and you could say Dr. Carl supported evolution. So basically, what I'm getting right here is like, just different viewpoints of very people on the scope trial. But basically, this is a very fascinating topic. Me being a Tennessean, I was born in Nashville, but reading about this is very fascinating. Of dealing with religion and the controversy, during the 1920s with moderates. A lot of it was moderates and fundamentalists was going really at each other who had different beliefs and stuff. So this is a very fascinating topic. It's a lot I can say about this topic, but I can't say a lot in this video. But I think it's very fascinating that it's a religious conflict, a different viewpoint between moderates and fundamentalists, and how they had how the Scopes trial fits into that fundamentalist moderates controversy during that 20. The Scopes trial was a high profile case during that time and height of the controversy. So it's an interesting topic though. But I just want to get into different newspaper articles or different people's viewpoints about it and opinions. I hope you enjoyed the videos. You have a good day.